Hi, welcome to everyone's favourite segment, Mailbag, where I open my mail. Let's get straight into it. Here we go. This one comes from Lyle Moffat. He's from the old Dart, UK. He's from Lisburn in the UK. And let's check out what Lyle has sent. Ta-da! By the way, I may as well flog some merchandise if you like the warranty void, if not removed sticker. The merchandise link is always down below. I get lots of people commenting, hey, where can I get the shirts from? And it's like, well, the link is there. Read the YouTube description. Oh, this is pretty horrid. This is not coming apart well. Bubble wrap. Great. Sagan loves playing with bubble wrap. So does his daddy. We've got a note. Hi Dave. Oh, I thought you should, I'll send you some matched memory to fill out your video rendering machine. Brilliant. Which is still sitting down here. I've just got to tidy up a few things in it. Because yes, I didn't fully populate all the memory slots, the 4 slots per or 8 slots per processor or whatever, so apparently it's running not to its optimal thing, the dual Xeon machine. Anyway, he's sent 128 gig of memory. Awesome. Thank you very much, Lyle. They're all removed from a server when they got 16 gig DIMMs installed. He's included 20 in case any of them don't work. Thank you very much. Geez, look at it. This is like a wow! Look at all that! Look at all that! Whole box full of EC. I believe they're the ECC server memory for those playing along at home. Ta-da! Look at that. So there's the money shot for those who like their server memory. ECC memory, of course. Nice big heat spreaders on there, heat sinks, and they should work a treat. Nanya. Next up, I'm going to cheat on this one. Sorry, it's already out of the box and I think I tossed the box out. Oops. Anyway, it's too cool not to show you, so I will. If you haven't seen a, ta-da, 3,700 euro 10K resistor in a box. It's a 10K resistance transfer standard from a company I had never heard of before, Wiki. They contacted me and said, hey, we're getting into the calibration resistor business, or if they weren't already. Anyway, this is their new 10K calibration resistor transfer standard, resistance standard that they're still working on. And they shipped me one of the very first units. So thank you very much. All, individually manufactured and assembled by nude virgins and calibrated with, stroking the grey beard. Not at the same time. They're not grey-beard nuded virgins, or they could be, who knows. Anyway, they're a German company, and yes, this is 3,700 euros. I think it's about 5,500 Australian dollars. Ridiculously expensive. It's designed as a transfer resistance standard. Of course, it is. Let's have a look. It's got the exact value on the back. They had it calibrated at the German National Labs for me, and it's got all the data here at the KCB, the German calibration facility. Anyway, I can scan all this stuff in. I might link it down below. The reason I'm including it in the mailbag is because I may not get around to it for a little bit, so I just wanted to show you this puppy. And unfortunately, it's not exactly 10K, but that doesn't matter, of course. It's 9.9999228K according to the KCB. And yeah, it's got incredible specs. It's got a manual and everything. They tested it at ½ C intervals and everything, so fantastic. Actually got the real data on this. It's 0.1 calibration uncertainty, 0.1 ppm, temperature coefficient 0.3 ppm per degree C. I think mine's about 0.4 or something. It didn't quite meet it. 1 ppm per year stability, and yeah, real schmick resistor. So I'm going to use this to do as a transfer standard to transfer my resistor calibrator. You've seen, I've got that down here somewhere. I'm going to do a video on that. That's the plan anyway, and maybe I'll take it to a local cal lab and just see how close it is. I've got pretty good confidence. It's got a real schmick custom Vichy resistor in here, one you just can't buy off the shelf. It's not like they just bought one off the shelf, stuck it in the box and then measured it and they sell it to you for $4,000. There's a lot more involved in this. I can't take it apart, unfortunately, but they sent me lots of high-res internal construction photos so you can see how they manufacture a 10K resistor in a box. There's a lot more art to it than you might think, you know, the tellurium copper contacts and the anti-thermal expansion stuff inside, board mounting construction inside, low EMF wiring, all that sort of jazz. So, fantastic. Thanks, guys. Really interesting. Hopefully do some neat videos for you Volt nuts out there soon. Next up, one from Florida. Hi to all my Floridian viewers. Don't know. Anyway, hi everyone from Florida. This one's from George Miske. He's from St. Augustine in Florida. Let's check out what he sent. All it says on here is electronic. That's it. It's something electronic. Well, that's handy because the EEVblog stands for the Electronics Engineering Video Blog. So apparently I'm supposed to have electronics on the show. So we'll see what he sent, shall we? Saver Evo data management pad software. No idea what that is. He sent in. Photos of primary lithium battery packs. But CR123 lithium battery packs. Interesting. HeartSine pad. Something. Let's have a look. I suspect it's going to be a teardown item. And HeartSine. Something to do with maybe some sort of heart monitor. Look at this. Check it out. It's a defibrillator. Awesome. Defibrillator. That'll make a great teardown Tuesday. That is definitely not a 2-minute teardown. Defibrillator. It's a kind of a funny looking one. Usually they're like, you know, they're not like round and funky like that. It's almost heart-shaped. I guess that was their intention, and the design, you know, the marketing people said, oh, let's make it like heart-shaped, shall we? And the engineers just went, oh, no, you got the volume just, sucks. You know, the volumetric efficiency inside that thing just sucks, but they kind of, sort of got it looking like a heart. Fantastic. No, hasn't got batteries in it. But anyway, that will be really interesting. Defibrillator. Awesome. George says the service life has expired, but it's fully functional. HeartSine SAM 300P. Public access automated external defibrillator. Public access one. Oh, they put them in like, you know, where the average public can access it and then try and resuscitate. So, resuscitate, is that the word? Yeah, no, I don't think, is it? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Anyway, he's removed the battery, 2 peaks enclosed, yeah, so they used CR123 soldered to, they're ultrasonically welded, you know, they're not bodged together, they've got a bit of hot snot between them, yeah, all super professional. I've removed the battery measured 14.88 volts open circuit, 14.15 into 8 ohms. It was a 4 amp little fuse, micro fuse in series with the battery anyway. Please note, the safety, for safety, the manufacturer recommended not taking it apart. Oh, this unit can produce numerous pulses in excess of 1,000 volts and 1,000 amps. Beauty. And here's the Samaritan pad, the good Samaritan, if you decide to try and save someone. I don't know, a lot of people don't in the US, they'll get sued or something like that, won't they? Anyway, crazy, it shows you how to attach the things, and only, if needed, if advised, press the shock button. So yeah, you don't want to go and, presumably it would lock out, if it detects a proper heart pulse, it would lock out, you wouldn't just accidentally press the button. Surely it would lock the damn thing out, and if necessary, begin CPR, you know, stand back, stand clear. And this pulls out tonight like this, and there's your pad. Single use only, of course. You whack it out. It's well, yeah, you gotta, yeah, it looks like you gotta peel that off, and there you go. Instructions on how to, yeah, there we go. Instructions on how to do that.
there you go, for those playing along at home, if you ever see one of these and see somebody having a heart attack, instructions are pretty easy, and expiry date 2017, so it's, you know, it's still quite good. Now you might think that this is dangerous, having the high voltage terminals right there exposed like that. Well, that's normally not supposed to be like this. George has ripped off the cover plate. As you can see, there's normally a fixed cover plate, and ripped out the batteries. This is where the primary lithium batteries went, so it's completely harmless at the moment. I'm sure it's hasn't built up a charge or anything like that. So anyway, that normally doesn't come off. That's all sort of, you know, ultrasonically welded in there or glued or whatever. A little bit surprised that they use standard Phillips down in there to rip this thing apart. If you didn't want people to rip it apart, then why would you whack that in there? Anyway, it looks like it was made in the old Dart by the looks of things. So there you go. That might make a very interesting teardown coming up. Thanks, George.
Next up, one from Matt Mirian. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's from Chanute in KS, Kansas, is it? I think. Hi to all my viewers in KS, if I've got the state wrong. Let's have a squiz. What Matt sent in. There we go. Let's have a look. Note. Let's be surprised, shall we? Oh. And it's, yeah, must be from Kansas. Yeah, Chanute, Kansas. It's local. It's a 24.15 gig. Looks like some sort of radar type gadget. Yeah, that looks very much like a radar. Sort of, that's, yep. Based on the, oh yeah, here we go. Ta-da! There we go. Radar unit, the Eagle Plus radar unit. I wonder if that was used by the cops, most probably. Anyway, that's made in Chanute, Kansas. So, terrific stuff. And as it turns out, way back in the early 2000s, Matt used to work at Custom Signals Inc., custom with a K, that is, in Chanute, Kansas, making this, these law enforcement radar detectors. So, yeah, a niche kind of thing. He's not, I don't think, sure if this is working, he's got some sort of cable, I don't know if we can get it up and running, and apparently it can be a K-band or a KA band. I'm not sure what the difference is, I don't know my radar systems, but yeah, another Teardown Tuesday.
So there it is, Custom Signals Inc. with a K, 21.15 gig, that's somewhere in the K-band, and that might make an interesting teardown. And we've got the control unit as well, and once again, all manufactured locally there. And Eagle Plus, last calibrated in 2014. It looks like it was designed much earlier than that. So there you go, like in the early 2000s when Matt worked there. So we'll definitely have that for another Teardown Tuesday. Thanks, Matt.
Next up, one from Nico Baumgartner. He's in from Zurich in Switzerland. I haven't been to Zurich. Awesome. And I think I might know what this might be. And yeah, this is a bit awkward. Let's have a look. Thank you very much, Nico. It's going to be awkward because I just remembered he clued me up on this. And ta-da! Deja vu. We also have a whole bunch. This is way too generous, guys. Like, once again, like 20 server memory modules. Thank you very much, Nico. I've now got, well, fortunately, 2 people sent in server modules because they just toss these things out when they upgrade the servers. And as we saw before, they just upgraded to the 16 gig ones, and they just toss out the 8 gig sticks. So these are 4 gig sticks. Are they any quicker? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check the check the specs on them. So whichever one is quicker. I assume that they both work. Anyway, I do need to check. So thank you very much, guys, for sending in the server memory. I don't know what I'm going to do with the excess ones, but I've got no shortage of memory. Oh, that embarrassed. Generosity of viewers never ceases to amaze me. Fantastic. Thanks, guys.
And there's the one Nico has sent in. Once again, they got the heat spreader on there. They're a Samsung part. These are only 4 gig ones, more than what I need. And people think you need a massive amount of memory for video rendering. For the video rendering I do, 8 gig total system memory is more than enough. Trust me, I've monitored how much memory it uses when it renders, and it's not a huge amount. It's all CPU processing. So, you know, filling up the machine with even 2 gig sticks would, you know, have been overkill, let alone 4 or 8 that I've got here. Don't know which one to use. So thank you very much, Nico. Most generous indeed. To send these for people to send these memory modules and basically most of the stuff for my Xeon machine, the CPUs and the motherboard, and now the memories. Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. It will let me build up a quite decent video rendering machine.
Next up, one from John Meeks. Thank you very much, John. He's from Middletown in New York, and he's from the Institute for Patent Studies. Interesting. And microchip information. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, I can just rip this. She'll be right. No worries. Oh. No, it's going to require the knife. And looks like we might have some vintage stuff. Oh, look. Forrest Mims, Engineer's Mini Notebook from Rat Shack. What's that one? Yeah, it's the... So we've got the basic semiconductor circuits, schematics, symbols, devices, packages, design, and testing. Wow, communications projects. This is great stuff. 555 timer IC circuits. So John got these as a kid, and yeah, they've yellowed a bit with age, as you'd expect. I think I recall seeing these little ones, but I ended up getting like the bigger ones I've shown before. But anyway, these are awesome. They're still relevant today. If you haven't listened to Forrest Mims, he was on the Amp Hour radio show, so I'll link it in down below. It was an awesome interview with him, awesome show, and he's an absolute legend, so definitely listen to that if you haven't. And he heard me mention that Australia has a $1 coin. Yes, we do. We did away with our $1 notes, I don't know, God, it might have even been 20 years ago now. I didn't know that USA also has a $1 coin. I did know that, and he sent me one in, and for those who haven't seen the Yankee $1 coin, there it is. It's not the silver dollar. This is just the regular $1 coin. And I remember getting these in the US, and I remember trying to buy something with a dollar coin that said, oh, well, we don't accept those. We only accept the dollar notes or whatever. And I don't know what the deal is there anyway. So yeah, he says like people prefer to use the $1 bill, and so these things just rarely circulate. You can actually go into the bank and ask to get one. So there you go, $1 coin, awesome.
And there we go, we have ourselves a Yankee $1 coin and an Aussie $1 coin with the kangaroo on the front, although we do often have like a special series. These pop up all the time with different things. This was, that's a famous Dancing Man photo, and that's to commemorate the end of World War II. And on the backside there, you guys have got George Washington. We've got Her Majesty on the back. Of course, Queen Elizabeth, who's like 2,000 years old or something now. But yeah, the Aussie one's a little bit smaller and it's thicker. There you go. There's a comparison. And the ridges around the outside on the Australian one, of course, they're for the blind people who can feel the coins. And the Yanks have got Liberty on the outside. Look at that. And I was going to say that there was no "In God We Trust" bullshit on this thing, but unfortunately, there is. You Yanks are unbelievable, really. You come up with one of the first secular democracies in the world to have separation of church and state. Brilliant! And then you just throw it all away in the mid-50s and put "In God We Trust" on your currency and put it under God in your Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, unbelievable. Looks like you might have your first female president coming up, by the way, in Clinton. Yet another Clinton, but yeah, there's been a black president, there'll be a female president, there'll be a gay president before there'll be a bloody atheist president, let me tell you.
And last but not least, one from Greece. Hi to all my Greek viewers. Some nice looking stamps on there. I don't show stamps very much these days, but look at those. I do love looking at stamps. Very nice. And it's clearly a t-shirt because it's from NTT, as in T-E-E. So let's have a look. It's not a mailbag without getting a T. Oh no! I thought it was Akadaka. I thought it was Akadaka, but look at this. Back in time. I love it. Woohoo! BTTF t-shirt in the Akadaka. That's the Akadaka type, font and everything. Isn't it fantastic? So we sent magnetic anti-gravity. The future is now. Look, it's got the MagTech power laces, shoes. Awesome. Thank you very much. Marco DeMarco. He's from NTT.com. I'll link him in down below. So yes, they ran NTT.com. There's two of them. Hi guys, and they design their own t-shirts and sell a unique t-shirt design every 72 hours. So you can't get them anywhere else. So fantastic. Love it. This one is particularly sexy. Yeah, that rocks. Australians can appreciate that. And the mag shoes. They bought these out in a limited run, not the shirt, but the real shoes, and they went for like a couple of grand or something like that. Anyway, it is 2015. Beauty. Hopefully I'm going to arrange something when the particular date comes. That's the plan anyway. I love that old school cassette. So there you go, NTT, and yes, they do ship worldwide. Awesome, unique custom t-shirts. Love them. Next up, we have a FedEx package. Always excited for FedEx, which pretty much means like it's a commercial. And in this case, it's from Silicon Labs. It's from their Norway. Yeah, it comes from their Norway headquarters, or are they based in Norway? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, what am I doing? Let's open the damn thing. Right. So we've obviously got some sort of Silicon Labs starter kit or something like that. So let's check it out. We always like starter kits and things like that here, because I know I don't often get around to playing with them, although hopefully that's going to change with Dave 2, who's here to help out a few days a week. He's not here today. So, whoa, geez. Development tools. One. It's got to be exactly the same. They've sent 3 of them. Let's have a squiz. It's the Sleepy Bee. Does he look sleepy? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's the Sleepy Bee development kit. Oh no, what? We've got one Sleepy, we've got one Busy, and we've got one Universal. Huh? Here we go, 3 different products: the Sleepy Bee starter kit, the Universal Bee starter kit, and the Busy Bee starter kit. And here's the Universal Bee starter kit. This might be familiar to you if you've seen my previous videos on the Gecko starter kits, because, well, Silicon Labs, of course, bought the Gecko. So the EFM8 series processor is the original, Gecko, tiny Gecko that was seen before. Nice sharp memory LCD on here by the looks of it. Real ultra low power things. These are a universal interface, which they use for a lot of their expansion boards and things like that. You've seen an expansion board I've used before that had a sharp memory LCD, did a clock, and things like that. So this is their universal one, and they've got some debug headers and things like that. Let's plug a battery in, and
Yep, here we go. You can power from AM, don't know what that is, USB or battery. Let's turn it. Hey, check it out. Check it out. There we go. Space Invaders. Woohoo! Awesome. This is great. What an awesome demo. I like it. And presumably they've got like all the source code and everything for that, for driving the graphics on this sharp memory LCD and the whole works. So that's pretty impressive. Hey, fantastic. Leveled up. Check out the resolution on that sharp memory LCD. Very nice indeed. You don't get any thing else with it apart from USB cables, like no documentation, no CD, nothing, but you do get yourself a battery. I just had one sitting around, and a couple of USB cables, a mini and a micro actually. So they've got a USB mini over here for the debug and a micro over here. Maybe it's a USB host or something like that perhaps. Anyway, tiny little package there for the EFM 8. What is it? The 8UB1 by the looks of it. And of course, little joystick thing here. Fantastic. And that's a nice little starter kit. And this is the Sleepy Bee starter kit. Almost identical. If I put them over like that, you can't see much difference, apart from the fact it's got a capacitive touch sensor like old school rotary one. By old school, I mean like, you know, the original iPod capacitive control. It's got a 32 kilohertz watch crystal there by the looks of it. It's got another chip up here. Is that maybe some SI 7021? And I just had to check that. That is a humidity and temperature sensor. Nice. And they've actually got different processors in here targeted for different uses, hence the different demo boards we've got here, no doubt. The Universal B up here is the 8UB1 and the Sleepy is 8SB1. U, I'm going to presume, stands for USB, hence it's got that USB host there by looks of it, and S, well, it's Sleepy. It doesn't have the USB stuff, but it certainly, well, this one probably has a real-time clock in it, but it's not connected. Anyway, maybe it's designed for lower power applications with the touch, with the capacitive touch sensor interface built in. Anyway, let's power this one up, the Sleepy Bee, and yeah, there you go, same clock application that we had before, by the looks of it. Does it do anything else? No, it probably just goes into different sleep modes and things like that. Just designed a demo for really, you know, if you're developing ultra low power applications, you're going to get this demo board. If you want something with, you know, more powerful USB host interface, if you're powering something else, well, the other chip's probably the go. And then we can go from the Sleepy Bee to the Busy Bee. Look at this, significantly different package here. There we go. We've none of this QFN rubbish that's you know, real difficult to do down here. What's that? A 0.5mm pitch QFN, evil. So this is a bit better. What's that? It's not 0.5. It's probably 0.65mm pitch. Regular, you know, a more accessible package, easier to solder anyway than the other one. But this one's got the Busy Bee. I don't know, is it just more powerful? I have to check the specs. It's got no USB, it's got no touch, it's got no temperature sensor, nothing. Aww. Using my micro ruler pin pitch guide there, it looks like that's about, yeah, it'd be easier if they had the chip desoldered and put it on there. It looks like it's 0.65 mil pin pitch, definitely not 0.5mm. Power it up and see what we get. Oh, it's Space Invaders again. Bloody hell. And I was a little bit off on the Gecko thing. They, the Geckos we've seen before were the EFM 32s. This is the EFM 8. These are the 8-bit EFM series micros. And the micros are actually called the Busy Bee, the Universal Bee, and the Sleepy Bee. That's not just the name for these kits. These are what the three processors are called. And yes, they're 8-bit micros, are 8051 core, and yeah, these are the three different types. They've got different functionality. The Busy Bee, for example, yeah, nothing fancy, no USB, no fancy touch stuff. But it does have 3 PWM modules. All of them have 12-bit ADC in them. Very nice indeed. All are low power, 150 microamps per megahertz power consumption. Pretty good. And less than 1 microamp on the Sleepy Bee here, or the other ones are like this, but this is the only one that has touch. If you want that built in, you have to get the Sleepy Bee chip. Less than 1 microamp current consumption, wake on touch. So this thing can sit here and wait and power up until you do the touch. Nice. There's one thing on here that I don't see, and that is a jumper to measure the chip supply current, because that's everything on a development kit like this. You want to be able to measure the damn supply current. Nice silkscreen labeling for the pinouts on there, but yeah, where is it? I can't see it. Ground and battery terminals there, but geez, give me a nice big 2-pin header on there in series with the supply of this chip, so I can get a microcurrent or some other tool in there to measure the sleep current on this thing. Fail. Check it out. Quite a few bare die flip chip packages in there. I wonder if we can flash them. Let's see if they're photosensitive, shall we? I've got my Xenon flash here, and as we saw with the Raspberry Pi 2, let's have a go. No, still works. Come on. Woohoo! No problems whatsoever. Not photosensitive. I can't even stop Space Invaders. So these things do have to compete in a crowded 8-bit microcontroller space, but 150 microamps per megahertz power consumption if your key system requirement is low power and you don't need like 32-bit ARM, then they're probably worth looking at. And these things are very nicely priced, $30 a pop for each one of them, available from DigiKey, Mouser, Arrow, and direct from Silicon Labs as well. All the usual suspects. That's pretty good value for a little dev board like this. Although, as always with all these microcontroller development boards, all comes down to how good the software, the development interface, the debugger, all that sort of thing is. It's got a Sega debugger built in. Presumably you get some sort of Sega debug functionality for free, but some of the high-end debugger stuff from Sega is quite expensive, but it's very, very good though. So, yeah, it's a bit crowded, the 8-bit marketplace, but yeah, these are little 805 ones. Every man and his dog does like an 805 one type chip, and they're, well, do you choose your pick, your Atmel, do you choose something else, one of these? I don't know. You could debate the various options until I'm hopeless here. Debate the various options until the cows come home. But I've leveled up. This one might be lucky last. We've got one from Maxim, so let's check it out. Ta-da! What do we got? Max 11300. Okay, it's a starter kit, is it? Oh yes. I think I might have. They may have emailed me. I don't know. Sorry, I get so many bloody emails and stuff. So, thank you for choosing Maxim Integrated. Well, thank you for sending it to me. I didn't cheat. I didn't choose them. You sent them to me. Of course, we all have a love-hate relationship. Oh, that's a USB cable. We all have a love-hate relationship with Maxim, and they've sent a couple of little boards. Interesting. Let's check them out. Now, it turns out this is a rather interesting beast. Comes as the main development board here, and I got this one separately as well, and this is like a serial USB programming interface with an FTDI chip to actually play around with this DAC/ADC chip, and it's an absolutely fascinating device, the Max 11300. I'll put the datasheet link down below. Definitely check it out. So this is just a universal demo board for it. What it is a combined 12-bit ADC and 12-bit DAC, up to 20 channels of ADC, 20 channels of DACs, but the interesting thing is that each pin, which is available on these pin headers here, can be configured as either a DAC output, a buffered DAC output with like 25 milliamps current capability, or an ADC input. Both of them are 12 bits. I'm not sure of the absolute performance. You have to look at the details. It's got a built-in 2.5 volt voltage reference, 0.25% absolute, 10 ppm typical, 25 ppm max drift on the thing. Not too bad. 400k samples per second, reasonably quick for a 12-bit converter. So, you know, as far as its linearity and, you know, all that sort of jazz, I haven't looked deeply into the details, but geez, to have all that flexibility in the one chip, really, really interesting. It's got a 0 to 10 volt input range, so single-ended input range. You can do bipolar, like -5 to +5, or it can do a direct ADC input of 0 to 2.5 volts, bypassing any internal internal attenuators, sorry, for doing that. So direct ADC input, very useful little beast, and it's all configurable here. You can play with it, and without, you know, having to actually wire it into your design. You can just send send commands down and drive the thing from your PC. So well worth checking out. It's $15 one-off cost. It's not a cheap chip. You wouldn't expect it for this sort of performance, and Maxim are not the cheapest chips on the market to begin with, but they're usually quite decent performance. $6 in quantity from the likes of DigiKey and Mouser and things like that. So it does start to come down a bit. That was 500 volume or thereabouts, but like, it's well worth considering this if you need some sort of flexible ADC DAC arrangement in your product. That's a neat chip.